योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्.
Namaskar, I, Dr. Sangeeta Jhawari, Dean, Faculty of Humanities and Liberal Arts and IQAC Coordinator, Rabindranath Tagore University, Raisin District, Bhopal Division, thank UGC Human Resource Development Center of Gujarat University for giving me an opportunity to connect with you and deliver my session on the topic Role of Circular Economy in Sustainable Development. Before I proceed with my session, let me thank Professor Dr. Jagdish Joshi ji, Professor and Director of UGC HRDC of Gujarat University, for his wonderful teamwork and outstanding performance so far. It is indeed a privilege to say that HRDC GU is ranked as 15 in India and number 1 in Gujarat, and it is pioneer in organizing the first of its kind online refresher course in India in the year 2018-19, wherein 2,500 participants have attended it. Also, they have organized the first online professional development program for the administrative staff of university during lockdown with 105 participants, which is really remarkable. With its the first of its kind PhD coursework, they have also organized for all registered PhD scholars of Gujarat University, and it is being organized since 2016. So this is all the remarkable achievements this Gujarat University has achieved so far, and it is very innovative and established training institute. I feel very privileged to be a part of this refresher course and shared my knowledge on the topic Role of Circular Economy in Sustainable Development. My overall session will be divided in two parts, in two sessions, in which the first session I will be putting light on sustainable development, the term which we all are aware about, but still it's a need, you can say, or there's always a need to refresh the knowledge about these terms and terminologies because they have a long way to go. We know all about the SDGs goals, but the question is how we are taking it further, how we are actually putting effort to move further and to achieve these goals. So my first session will talk about sustainable development as such, and then the second session will be focusing on the circular economy, why the need prevails about the circular economy, why there is a need to have circular economy now. Already it is in practice, but not at a mass level. And recently, one of my scholar has completed her thesis on the circular economy, and she has highlighted very nice case studies into that. So we will talk about, I will narrate about the circular economy, its need, its patterns, and how we proceed further in that direction, and overall how the circular economy actually help to achieve the target of sustainable development. So now I will just take you to the slide number 2, wherein it is mentioned sustainability. What is the sustainability all about? Now when you talk about this, I will taking your focus onto the slide number 1, where I have given a quote. There is no such thing as away. When we throw anything away, it must go somewhere. The quote by Annie Lenot. Now what does this quote indicates exactly? It talks about that whatever we are doing as a creature, or whatever we are throwing in the environment, whatever the action we are pursuing, it is coming back to us, and we all know about this. So that is why all these things has to be taken into consideration when we talk about the sustainability and sustainable development. Now moving further to the sustainable development, let me first talk about the sustainability approach. Herein the slide number 3 comes into the focus. As you can see in this slide, when we talk about sustainability approach, everyone knows about it. It is all available. The material is available on the internet and like on Google sources, everywhere. It is not about the material. It is about that what exactly the approach is and how we should take this approach into the wholesome, into the consideration when we are talking about the sustainable development as such. So if you can see the slide, it is mentioned in the slide, we have 3 P's here: planet, people and profit. And if you can see the overlapping of the circles, it is very clear that these circles are intervened with each other. So we all know about the planet, like wherein we talk about the environmental performances. And as a person of like commerce and industry and management, you know that how much we are now being focused and we are now being concerned about this planet, because we have seen a lot of recent times, a lot of worse situations, and right now also you have seen the flood situations, the variety of situations. Lot of disasters are coming in our way, and we always call it as a human made disasters, not the natural disasters, because we are responsible in a way for this. So that is why the planet is a big concern, and when we talk about sustainability, we have to take into consideration the planet. Now with the planet, we talk about the people like you, me. We are actually responsible for all our deeds, for all our efforts, for all our things which we are doing exactly. Being a person of industry, being a person of an education institution, it is the responsibility of each and every person of this planet to take into the consideration of this sustainability approach. That is very important, because isolation or in silos sustainable development cannot be achieved. So that is why there is an interlinkage of all these three P's, if you can, as you can see in this diagram. So people talk about the social inclusion. Each and everyone should be aware about. We know about lot of abhiyans are going on. We know about Swachhata Abhiyan. We know about the pollution, lack of pollution. We talk about the green technologies as such, smart technologies as such. So all these terms, why we are focusing on this, why we are putting a lot of emphasis on this, why we are involving all these things in our curriculum these days, because we want to give back to the society. And that is why it is very important to understand this people part, this another P of sustainability approach. With this, you can see the profit as we talk about the economic development. Now, here comes the role of the industry and commerce mainly, because when we talk about the profits, when we talk about the economic development, so are we compromising our profits if we are if we are not as such utilizing the resources, or like how to balance these two things? Like, you know, if I want to grow in business, sometimes I have to little bit be careless about certain efforts, or I have to give little bit a lack of attention to the society as such, like cutting of trees or establishing the big industries for the development of technology as such. So that is why it is very important to understand the profit aspect also. But with profit aspect, we have to take into consideration the planet, and also we have to take into consideration the health of the people and other aspects related to the society. Now, that is why it is very important to understand this integrated approach of sustainability. And in recent times, yes, it is going on, but there is a long way to go. And we as a teacher has to nurture this thing in our youth, or in the budding you can say business persons or entrepreneurs, that whatever now next they will come up with, they have to take this approach from the very beginning. They have to consider this approach from the very beginning, because here as an individual, here I would like to thrust upon that why this buzz is coming about sustainability. Suddenly, why we are now focusing on variety of things as such, and post COVID, it is like everyone is focusing on all these things issues, because eventually we realize that we have exploited resources like anything. We become more of profit making machines rather than thinking about the society. However, we have the CSR approaches with us, we have corporate social responsibility, we are claiming that we are supporting society, but it's a question I am throwing to the listeners, that how much we are actually doing it, and how much actually it is in practice. So that is very important to understand, and that is why I have taken this topic of role of circular economy in sustainable development, because we have to teach our students that you in future, whatever things you will come forward, whatever kind of innovative ideas you will come forward, this sustainability approach should be there in their mind. And they should start thinking from the day one about this approach, that if I'll start this unit, or if I'll start this business, or if I'll start with this venture, then in that case, what points are there for the society? And you see that recent times social enterprises are going far away and a lot of new things are coming up. I'll tell you subsequently about 3 R's which we are using in circular economy. But for now, as we are talking about the sustainable development, it is very important for the teachers to understand first this approach and to regularly say about this to their students and to haunt in their mind that definitely whatever they are coming up in future, they have to take this approach into consideration. Now with this, I will move on to the further topic, that is sustainability goals. So when we talk about the sustainability goals, as you can see in the slide, it simultaneously pursue of economic development, as I was just sharing about that, effectiveness and prosperity, environmental quality, protection and performance, and the most important thing is social equity, inclusion and justice. So I have already explained a lot about these points in with my previous slide where I talked about the people, planet and profit. So whenever you talk about the sustainability goals, these all goals, whatever 17 goals we are having, all these goals in common is focusing on the economic development, because that is very important for any nation. And then economic development and prosperity, a challenging task but not yet impossible to achieve. So we have to focus on that, we have to think on these lines, we have to protect our environment, and for that we have to consider the equity, social equity with inclusion and justice. So sustainability goals actually lay a thrust upon all these points. Now when we talk about this sustainability, the next thing which comes in our mind is the sustainability and sustainable development. Now here please have a look on the slide, and it is mentioned in the slide that the sustainability is the ability or capacity of something to be maintained or to sustain itself to support, whereas sustainable development is the development that meets the need of the present. Please just put a focus on this. Meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Definition is given by Grow, Brundtland World Commission, Environment and Development, 1987. The purpose is not to share this definition just because like I have given the reference, but we have to understand the gist of this definition. Earlier when we went for the industrial revolutions, when we come up with a lot of industries and industrial development after the policy of 1991, where we talk about industrialization, liberalization, privatizations, what happened is that we went for the development, and subsequently somewhere around all of us, we have avoided, or we can say we have put very less effort on the social justice or on any kind of equity we say. And what happened there after that, we have just focused on the present without thinking about the future. And result we all are facing today. We all are seeing in the way of natural calamity, in the way of climate change, in the way of a lot of effects. We all are the victim of this and we all are the witness of this. So definitely we have to understand this sustainability part and sustainable development. So that is why I am saying that our students should know about this sustainable development, and also they should practice it. Knowing about things is not suffice the purpose. We know about SDG 17, we know about 2030 mission, we know about everything. We know about Swachhata Abhiyan, we know about a lot of abhiyans which our Honorable Prime Minister is running off. We know about Atmanirbhar Bharat. But how many of you are actually practicing it? And if we are practicing it, then what is the level of achievement that we have to put a check on? So as a teacher, again I am saying, because I am a teacher, you are also a teacher, those who are listening me, or maybe if you are from any industry and you are attending this, it is the moral duty to teach our next generation about this sustainable development and to tell them to put it in practice. And that is very important. That is very important. And it will not be happen in one day, let me say. It is a continuous process. It will go on and on and on. And one day we will see that yes, we are coming up with the new nation wherein we are taking care of each and every single unit of this planet. So that is why it is very important to understand the sustainability and sustainable development, which I have explained by this slide. Now this is the picture, everyone knows about it. It is nothing new I am bringing out before you. But the point is that we have to, as I said, recall this. We have to recall this, and we have to, I think, put it across with in our notice board, on our notice board, educating our students, telling our students, especially because we have our students from industry and commerce backgrounds and from this kind of background wherein they will definitely go to the corporates, or they will have their own business ventures. So they should take care of these kind of goals. Some or the other way they are interlinked. If you can see, I will very quickly read out all the 17 goals over here, just to have a refreshing knowledge of all these. So we know about no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure. Recently we have arranged one webinar on this as well. Required inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice, strong institutions, partnerships for the goals. So these are SDGs 17 we know all about, and these goals and targets definitely will stimulate action over the next 15 years in the area of critical importance for humanity and the planet. As I said that these are not in silos, they are interrelated with each other. So what we can do is that we first of all give the detailed knowledge about all these goals, what are all the goals, what are all the guidelines we are giving it to that. And when you talk about these goals, the institutions can even take one goal into consideration. This actually I refer from my some sessions I heard about this, and it was mentioned by one of the speaker that if one goal is targeted by one nation, or if one goal is targeted by kind of institution, then we can definitely achieve these goals, these 17 goals by 2030, and we can come up with a new nation with a new look and with overall economic development. So but for this, what we exactly have to do, that here comes the role of circular economy. One such role can be played by circular economy. So that is why I have taken first into consideration about these goals, and then later on the second session we will be talking about the circular economy. For you it may not be a new thing, as I am saying again and again, but how to practice it, how to go for it, what all things we have to consider when we are talking about circular economy, that is to be taken care by us as a teacher. As I said earlier also that when we talk about the sustainable development, why there is a need to think about it, and where comes the role of this circular economy. So for that I will be drawing your focus towards the slide whereas I mentioned climate change. Now you may be wondering this, that I am talking about role of circular economy and sustainable development, and in between I brought in the climate change. So from the very beginning of this session, I am trying to draw your attention towards this climate change part and climatic conditions and changing dynamics of climate. Now you have to think, and you know that who all are responsible for this. Who all are responsible for this? We as a human, definitely we are responsible for this. Our development, the skewed development, you can say, the development wherein we talk about the profit as such, ignoring the society maybe sometimes, that led to this climate change. And when we talk about this climate change, there are certain definitions I have put across with you, because as an industry person, as a person of the commerce fraternity, we should also focus on all these terms. We cannot say that these are the terms which are related to the science fraternity only, but because we are also the victim of the same. If you see, if there is any calamity comes in, the business professions first of all get affected. Transportation gets hampered. A lot of things happens to the business community only. So if you see, certain definitions are here. I will not be reading out any kind of definition here. You can have a look on this slide, and in this slide you can see about the weather, about the climate change, global warming. We all are aware about this, and we have to understand this action part. So basically, if you can see in the last part of the slide, which is mentioning about the resilience, it is about a capability to anticipate, prepare for, respond to and recover from significant multi-hazard threats with minimum damage to social well-being, the economy and the environment. So again, that thing comes in which I explained in the first two slides, that we have to integrate these three things, and we have to bring out the resilience so as to manage our climate, so as to manage the economic development of our nation. So because of that, it is very important now to understand about the circular economy. So here you can see in the slide that it is mentioned waste can be turned into a resource. Now this is the changing part of my session. You know all about the recycling, you know all about the various efforts which our industry is taking these days. So this tagline says that waste can be turned into a resource, and you can see that a lot of new growth and job opportunities are came into the way because of this tagline, that where we are saying waste can be turned into a resource. So circular economy is nothing but it is closing the loop. It is actually talking about that what you are taking from the society, you are giving back to the society. That talks about the circular economy as such. So here I would like to put a pause on my first part of the session, giving you a feel to just revise in the things in your mind, whatever so far I have narrated. Sustainability approach, sustainable development, changes in the climate due to the any kind of activities we are doing so far, how we can teach about this sustainability approach to our students, and what all is about the circular economy. So my next session will talk about the definition of circular economy, why we have shifted from linear economy to circular economy. Few examples I will narrate before you all about the circular economy, how the people are practicing it actually, and what they are contributing to the society by their acts and by their deeds. So thank you for now. I will be joining again with the session 2 talking about the circular economy. Thank you.